Okay, guys, this is my fourth attempt for this video. I have gotten phone calls, now three phone calls while videoing this, and so I'm hoping I get through with this one. But this is lesson 34, the second mile from O.S. Hawkins, 52 scriptures every Christian ought to know. It's called the Joshua Code. Thanks to my cousin Lynn Kearns for encouraging me this past weekend to get back on track with these lessons. I have missed two because of different various things, and we have someone out in our church and having to take up some slack there. We'll try to catch up as the next couple of weeks go by, or sometime. Even if we have to go over the end of the year, it's fine. But the scripture verse today is Matthew 5:41. Whoever compels you to go 1 mile, go with them 2 miles. And it comes from many years ago when we understand that the Romans ruled in a vast area around the Mediterranean Sea. This area was laced with many miles of roads. I remember the statement, all roads lead to Rome. Well, that was because there was thousands of miles of roads that they had made, and so they could where they could go back and forth from their conquered areas. And they, in the midst of that, could compel someone, a non-citizen or slave, or just someone out in the area, even a citizen. I think they could compel them to walk a mile with them. And the mile markers were there on the road, so they only had to walk the 1 mile, and then they could go back about their duty. Now, O.S. Hawkins compares that first mile to our work as a Christian. They're saying things that we're mandated to do by God's law, to love one another, to honor Him, to lift up His name, to encourage, to strengthen, to be kind, to do good, have good morals. And sometimes that first mile is overlooked when we're talking about this second mile thing, because, we know the second mile is kind of this secret of success. In order to do well in school, you got to go the second mile. In order to be a better business owner than your competition, you got to go the second mile. And it's always a statement that those are the idea of going and above and beyond and doing what it takes to get the job done. And so he compares it to, or he helps us understand, O.S. Hawkins does, that first mile is sometimes overlooked because that first mile is always the hardest mile. Can you imagine having your schedule interrupted? You're on your way somewhere. A Roman soldier comes in and compels you and interrupts your whole schedule. You're going to have to walk 1 mile one way and back that same mile to where you were. And so it's going to take a while to do it. And so it interrupts your schedule. And the pride that would make you so angry, you'd have to get past that pride to be able to do that. Sometimes in our walk with Christ, we have to do that as well, to interrupt our schedule, to get past our own pride, to follow what God was having us to do. And it's a law that's mandated by, or it's an act of, this mile is mandated by the law, what God requires of us. But then he says, look, you can do more than that, as Jesus was teaching. And as he's teaching this, I wonder, as he's teaching his disciples, did he see out before him maybe there was a Roman soldier compelling somebody to go that mile with them, and so he used it as a teaching example, and he's telling them, look, you have a requirement to do a certain thing. It's mandated by law, but here's the difference. There, you can go and have a miracle mile that's mandated by love. Not just a mandated mile, but a miracle mile that's mandated not by law, but motivated by love. And so, can you imagine what would happen in that soldier's life if that compelled citizen or that non-citizen had walked that first mile and had the right to turn around then and to leave? And what if that citizen kept going? And what would it do to that soldier? Would it like stir his mind, his heart? O.S. Hawkins theorizes the possibility of the soldier who was there at the cross and said, man, this must have been the Son of God. He wonders if somewhere along the way that soldier had compelled someone to go a mile and they went 2 miles and, and they became an example to him. We don't know if that's the case, but it is possible. And so we understand that that is the idea behind this scripture today, to go the second mile. Jesus did that for us. Even though we walked away from him, he says, I love you. I'm willing to walk with you. And not only am I willing to walk with you, I'm willing to go the second mile for you. And so that is the lesson today. On your job, in your business, with your neighbor, with your spouse, with your children, with everything, to go the second mile. Hey, I understand we're busy and there's times we need a rest, and that is a requirement for us as well. There's time set aside that we need to rest. But when we can be an example for Christ, then we are compelled to go the second mile, and hopefully that's motivated by love. I hope you have a great day. God bless you, and we will talk to you later.